So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another throwback rebuild in the LeBron era, and it's going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves. I took a look at this Timberwolves roster, and to be honest with you, there's not a lot about it that I actually love. So, prime Kevin Love is actually on this team. He's 22 years old. This first season here in Minnesota that we're going to be rebuilding will be his third year in the NBA. If many of you are not old enough to remember, prime Kevin Love was so much fun to watch in the Minnesota days. So our goal today is to build around him, hopefully bring this team a championship. I think it's very possible with how good he is and some of the pieces that I plan to bring aboard. These LeBron era rebuilds have been a blast. It's been really fun to kind of do a couple of these a week, and it seems like you guys have been enjoying them as well. So if you are and you want me to continue doing them, let me know down below in the comment section what are some other teams that you want me to do from this era. I'm clearly going to do all of them at some point. It just depends which ones you guys want to see, the rest of this week and maybe before the year ends. So let me know down below in the comment section. And if you're not sure I've done the team you want to see, just go check out the playlist. It's right on my channel. So that is it for me. Thank you guys for all the support lately. It has been absolutely fantastic. And let's get into this video. So as I mentioned, I don't completely love this roster just at first glance. This team is not necessarily anything special, and our goal is going to be to build a championship team around Kevin Love. So not the easiest task in the world, but this is an interesting team. There are some young players. Let's go position by position. So the point guard spot, Luke Rittenauer is not going to be my franchise guy. He's basically 30 years old. Although a 79 overall in that contract are not necessarily bad, I just don't think he's my guy. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you right now. Sebastian Telfair, that name takes me back in time, but it does not take me back to a time where I think he's going to be a significant role player on this team. The shooting guard spot, Corey Brewer. He's 24. He's at a 76 overall right now. 7th overall pick back in 2007. I don't know. I mean, he maybe could be a good bench piece for this team. He's not probably going to be much more than that. Now, maybe year one he ends up starting, whatever the scenario may be. Long term, final year, not going to be on my starting lineup. Maurice Agner, I'm not going to pretend I know that name or recognize it, so he's here. Andre Wilkins is almost certainly not a real person. You can always tell by it's just some bald dude. Literally always. They never give the auto-generated guys hair. It's very weird. Michael Beasley was the 2nd overall pick in 2008. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you maybe he was like this ginormous draft bust, but he also clearly wasn't a hit. You think back to Michael Beasley's career. He was never probably what you expected out of a number 2 overall pick. So I have no idea my plans with him today. I'm going to be interested to see where that trade value is at, but he's probably not one of the cornerstone pieces for this rebuild. I think we can agree on that. Evan Martin, Patrick Strickland, Al Weber. Pretty sure we're 0 for 3 on in terms of those are real actual people. Power forward spot, Kevin Love, clearly the best player on this team at an 87 overall. He's only 22. Coming off a year about 14 points, 11 rebounds a game, 2 assists. Clearly, we're going to work to up those numbers a little bit. I would fully expect that they're going to be a little bit better this season. And I'm excited to see what we can do with them today. Anthony Tolliver is here. He's only 25. Still 72 overall, but the money isn't too bad. Probably not going to be a significant contributor to this team, but he is here nonetheless. Todd Smith, definitely a real person. And Jim Terry. They got to do a better job with these names. They really do. Darko here at the center spot. Talk about draft busts. Mr. Darko Milicic himself. Think back to 2003 with the Detroit Pistons. Could have taken Carmelo Anthony. They decided not to. They took Darko. 2nd overall. So, yeah, no, I'm not sure what we're going to do with him. And then whoever the hell Oscar Garrett is, I'm good. So clearly this team is not very good. I think that's kind of a safe bet right now. We have the 2011 draft class coming up, so just something to keep in mind. There are some talented players here, one of which will definitely help this team out. So I'm not just going to let this team be for year one. We're definitely going to make at least one trade. Probably nothing too major, but I'd like to see if we can maybe recuperate some draft picks and go from there. Our first trade is nothing too crazy. It's going to come with the Atlanta Hawks, and it is a straight 1-for-1 swap. Sebastian Telfair going over there to Atlanta. Zaza Pachulia going to come here to Minnesota, and he's going to fill out our center position. Now, I'm doing this trade for a couple reasons. One, we really need to improve our backup center spot. I think we have a 67 auto-generated player in that backup center spot right now, not to mention the fact that Darko Milicic is my starting center. And then on top of the fact that Sebastian Telfair has an expiring contract. Probably was not going to bring him back, and even if I did, I don't think he was going to play. Now, Zaza Pachulia, not any sort of significant star in this league, but is only 1 year older. He's 3 overalls higher, and he's on a long-term contract. So I think this trade makes sense for us in the long run especially. Not going to hit any home runs. We probably just hit a single there. Our next trade comes with the Charlotte Bobcats. If 2K wants to go ahead and be lazy or can't get the rights to put the actual players on this team, then I'm going to take full advantage of these CPU people who are just not even real. So, Patrick Strickland, Al Weber, they're going to Charlotte. Eduardo Najera is going to be coming back here. Yes, I can clearly see he's 34, but he is a 74 overall, and he's on a 2-year contract. So, assuming he doesn't retire this offseason, maybe could be a trade piece in the offseason. And yeah, we'll go from there. But he is an upgrade in terms of overall, and he will all likelihood be my backup small forward moving forward. So I have to decide what I want to do with the rest of this team. Clearly, the depth is not good. I do have to find a backup for Luke Ridenour at the point guard spot. Yes, I know I traded away my backup point guard. We'll figure it out, though. And then the shooting guard spot, I'm a little torn right now because we have two guys here. One in Corey Brewer, one in Maurice Aguirre, who I don't really know much about. Azure, I'm not trying to butcher it. I just don't really know. But they both are on one-year deals, so they're both going to be expiring this offseason. Now, Corey Brewer is not a star, but I'm not just going to give him up for nothing, even though he's expiring. But I would not mind taking a look at some trade offers here for Mo and just seeing what we kind of have in terms of options. Now, I don't expect anything crazy, but we do have 27 deals. Ooh, Brian Scalabrine. In terms of what we could maybe make a trade for. So, just curious, Ime Udoka. Yeah, Sasha Vujacic is also expiring. Probably doesn't really move the needle enough. Yes, I know he clearly would be an upgrade, but we're not really contending right now. I don't really have a reason to go out and get another one-year deal. Hedo Turkoglu is 31. Doesn't really also move the needle for me too much. So nothing really there. We might just end up just sucking really, really bad here in year one. If I take a look at some of the free agents that are available here, Eric Dampier is probably as good as it's going to get. We take a look at the point guards and a lot of two-way guys that are probably, again, not even real people. So the first guy who's not two-way is nobody. These are all just two-way contracts. I don't like this new addition to 2K. I understand they're trying to make changes, but sometimes they make things way too complicated. So I don't have a backup point guard right now, so I'm assuming that Wilkins, I have no idea. Wilkins and then maybe Oscar Garrett. I'm just looking for literally anybody who's a point guard. And I know I kind of did this to myself, but these are just not even real options for me. So, I mean, I'm just trying to move some things around until I find somebody who's like a 70 overall backup point guard. So this might take a minute and I'll be back. I tried pretty much every combination of bench pieces and random auto-generated people on this team possible, and nothing got me a point guard. So, we're making a deal here with the Phoenix Suns. Andre Wilkins, Todd Smith are going to be going to Phoenix. Hedo Turkoglu is going to be coming back here for about 12 seconds, and then we're going to immediately trade him for just some backup point guard. Hedo Turkoglu is just, he's not going to be here. So, Hedo and Evan Martin, what does that get me? Just like Earl Watson, Earl the Pearl, Luther Head, all-time name. Yeah, it's probably as good as it's going to get. So, unfortunately, these guys that I'm getting offered anyways all appear to be on one-year deals. I'm just trying to see if there's any point guard that I'm getting trade offers for that potentially is on a more than one-year contract. And it does not appear that that's the case. So, we will live with it. Luther Head, 27. I guess he's a little bit younger. Welcome to the team, Mr. Head. So I'm glad I checked before we started simming year one here in Minnesota. We actually technically don't own our pick. I have no idea what trade this dates back to, but I checked. The Los Angeles Clippers have our pick. Now, it is top 10 protected. So in all likelihood, if things kind of go, I guess, according to plan, then we're going to have our draft pick back. We'll just lose our first round pick next year, which would honestly be fine with me because I really don't think this team is going to get any more than maybe 30 wins, and that feels generous. So this team is bad. I think we all kind of know that, and I'm really hoping that it is a bad season. Here's how it's going to look. Luke Ridenour, our starting point guard. Corey Brewer lines up next to him in the backcourt. I almost said, oh wait, it is Michael. I almost said Malik. I'm all over the place. Michael Beasley, our 3. Kevin Love here at the 4, and then, oh boy, Mr. Darko himself. What are his, career numbers? Good God. That is insane, because Darko technically won a championship, didn't he? Eduardo Najera, 6-man. That is just a sad sentence. I don't even know. They're doing my man here dirty. That headshot is kind of tough. I'm not going to lie. He looks like one of those characters. You guys ever play the game Mafia 2? Kind of looks like one of those characters with just the slick backers walking around. I don't know. Random thought. Zaza's our backup center. Luther Head, our backup point guard. Anthony Tolliver, and then Mo Agner are going to round out the starting 5. Agger, not Agner. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, the team blows. That's just putting it nicely. But that is our goal. Kurt Rambis is apparently the head coach of this team. His ratings blow as well. So we are just on a downward trajectory. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'll see you guys at the end of year one. I said 30 games would be a little bit generous. And I think that was a little bit far because we won half that at 15 wins this season, which, looking at the grand scheme of things, is probably for the best. We need a high draft pick. We need a star we can rebuild around. Kevin Love is great. I fully understand. He is the focal point of this team still, but that's only going to get you so far. He needs some damn help. LeBron James, first year in Miami, MVP. These are pretty much, Boogie Cousins, typically Blake Griffin. These awards are pretty much the same thing every single time I do one of these, so I'm just going to go relatively quickly. Let's get into it. Clearly not a playoff team. That's just a shot in the dark at 15 wins. We had the worst record in the West, actually kind of close with the Kings, and it was the worst record in basketball. So we will have, a 25% chance at the number 1 overall pick? I'm definitely looking forward to that. So Kevin Love, about 22 points, 14 boards, 2.5 assists, about 46% from the field. Not great. What did he shoot from 3? About 44% from 3. Pretty on par with, 2-pointers and 3-pointers. Following him is Michael Beasley. Luke Ridnour is 14 and 7, but, I don't want to sit here and pump his brakes too much because, again, somebody has to score. Corey Brewer, Darko, Luther, Head. I mean, these are just hilarious. It's just hilarious looking at this roster. So let's get into it. Let's just sim through the playoffs. Clearly, we're not going to be competing for a championship right now. The Denver Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony, getting that championship in Denver. You got to think, hypothetically, if Melo and the Denver Nuggets were able to break through, you probably assume he's not going to ever depart from New York, right? I would think that's a safe bet. I would think so. So good for you, Melo. Obviously ended his career without a championship. Happy to see you get one here in 2K. So Celtic Shaq calls it a career. I always laugh seeing that. Staff retirements, Hall of Fame, jersey, and historic changes. So nothing with us here in Minnesota. Draft lottery, this is our moment. This is our shining moment that this is all hopeful. Oh my God. I don't know what the protections are in that Utah pick, but I can clearly see our pick's going to be heading back to us from the Clippers. But if we're going to have 2 top 10 picks, that could be big. I have no idea what's going to happen. But we end up with the number 1 overall pick. We do not have the Jazz pick, and then we do not have anybody else's pick. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself, but I thought I saw us projected 3 lottery picks. Maybe there were just protections on them. So staff signing, I'm ready to move in a new direction from Mr. Paul Westphal. Don Nelson is sitting here. Now, I don't know why Don Nelson would have any interest whatsoever in coming here, but I will make the man an offer because we do have a fat budget, and he has perfect ratings. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to do the same thing with Stauffer. I haven't gotten Stauffer in a bit, but it's definitely worth going out and getting him if it's a possibility. So, nope. Wow, Don Nelson wants to come here. I'm excited to have him. I hope he doesn't retire because it's definitely a possibility, but very excited to have Don Nelson here. Okay, up to the draft. First overall pick. We got lucky in the the draft lottery, and I'm feeling pretty good. So we have our options here. Clearly, there are a lot of talented players in this draft class, so I'm pretty much choosing, if I'm going to be honest right now, it's between Kawhi and Kyrie. Clearly, real life, Kyrie Irving was number 1 overall. Long-term, Kawhi Leonard, clearly a better player. But, I think there's an argument for kind of both avenues right now because we're looking for a long-term point guard. We're probably also looking for a franchise superstar in Kawhi Leonard. So I'm not exactly sure where I want to go. I'm leaning Kawhi Leonard, but I definitely have a few other trades. So I'm working on a really big trade right now with the Sacramento Kings, and it's a trade that would pretty much set us up for a lot of success throughout the course of this video. So looking back at this, I believe if my math was correct and my memory serves me right, the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies were the 2 other lottery projections that we were supposed to have, and clearly there were a bunch of protections on those draft picks, meaning we didn't get them. Now, would I give them up in a trade to hypothetically get the number 2 overall pick? 1,000%. Meaning I would get both Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving. Now, maybe this is a little far-fetched, and it's definitely going to cost me a pretty penny. But at the end of the day, if I'm able to get Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard, it is totally worth it. So, anybody else on this team have any interest? How about you? I don't know who Evan Martin is. Didn't really think so. And then is there anybody else here? There's not. You want Anthony Tolliver? You're more than welcome. Oh, my God. Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving. Going to be back-to-back picks for us here. I am very, very excited about this because now not only do we have one blue chip prospect, we have 2 guys who are clearly both elite. Probably the best. Well, Jimmy Butler's here, I know. But yeah, I am pumped about this. We have our point guard. We have our small forward. I'm ready to build out the rest of this team. So Kevin Love's coming back at a $4 million price tag, which is very nice. Michael Beasley coming back at about a $6 million price tag, also relatively nice. Take a look at qualifying. Corey Brewer is not going to be walking for nothing. I just don't know if he'll be starting here moving forward. So we have no bird rights on anybody. We should have a little bit of money. We do. I just know Carmelo Anthony's probably going to have pretty much 0 interest in coming here, especially when he has 4 max contract offers. So it actually looks like he still is departing for New York even after winning a finals MVP. That's funny. Okay, we have to figure out what we need right now. Clearly we have our point guard, we have our small forward, and we have our power forward. Other than that, there's a lot of moving pieces that still need to fall in line. and I'm really excited about that. So there could be a trade coming or a big free agent signing. So we are making a trade here, and it's going to come with the Milwaukee Bucks. We've been really kind of looking to find a long-term center option here for us in Minnesota, and we're going to find that with a trade in the Milwaukee Bucks. So Darko Milicic and Michael Beasley are heading to Milwaukee. Andrew Bogut and Luck Marshall, I don't fucking know, are coming back here to Minnesota. Clearly, we have our franchise guy at the big man, Andrew Bogut, and I'm very excited to see how him and Kevin Love kind of fit next to each other. I got Bogut, I think, 3 or 4 historic rebuilds ago, and it worked out well. Michael Beasley was a solid piece for this team. He's now expiring, and clearly his spot has been filled by Kawhi Leonard. So, Andrew Bogut, very excited to have you here. You are going to be our center for what's likely going to be the remainder of this video. Zaza will be his backup. So, we are still looking for a shooting guard. We have every other position filled out. The shooting guards here are not amazing by any means, so that is a little tricky. I know J.R. Smith is the top guy here right now. I don't know what his price tag looks like. It's about 8, 9, 10 million bucks. Other than that, Mike Conley's a little short for a shooting guard. I don't know if I could fill it out with Carmelo Anthony or anybody like that. So, yeah, I think it's probably going to be J.R. Smith if I want a shooting guard. Jason Richardson's here. It's just, I don't know. So, you know what? Let's make an offer to J.R. Smith. Let's do that. He has one, and not even real offers right now. I'm also going to do something a little crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and make a max offer here to Carmelo. He's probably going to have zero interest in coming here, but it would be dumb not to. Other than that, I think J.R. Smith is probably just going to be what we go ahead and hopefully sign. I think he'd be a really good piece of this team. And then I'll probably try to get Corey. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How much am I over? We have... Shit, I don't know how much we're over by. This menu never updates up here. But I could possibly get both of them, which kind of puts my plans in a little bit of an interesting spot because I don't really know if I can play Kawhi Leonard at the 2. Because Kawhi Leonard's not a 2. He's a 3, but he's more of a 4 than he would be a 2. Fuck. I mean, I guess I just say fuck it, right? I mean, I think that's my only option. Now, this is clearly probably isn't the greatest fit in the world, especially because Kawhi's a C- 3-point shot right now, but I can probably make it work. It's Carmelo. I have no idea why Melo wants to come here, but he does. So you know what? Carmelo Anthony's coming here. I can't pass on Carmelo Anthony. He just won a Finals MVP. That would be absolutely asinine to do so. So the starting 5 is complete. I don't know what Luke Marshall is or Luce, whatever the hell you want to call him, but he is going to be goodbye. And yeah, at this point, I think we're just looking to fill out this bench. I have no idea what it's going to be like. With this fit, it's going to be very interesting, but I think it'll probably work. So the bench is not going to be amazing by any means. Oh, boy. I need to get somebody like Aaron Aflalo. I just need somebody who can shoot the basketball. So he has an A+ 3-point shot. So that is clearly a need. And then looking for somebody to back up maybe Kawhi Leonard. Oh, man. Craig Smith. Matt Barnes, how much you want? He wants about $3 million. I'll take Matt Barnes. Hopefully, maybe, both of you. That would be nice. All right, we get them both. Okay, so we have what? 3 out of 5 bench spots filled. So we need a point guard right now and a power forward. So Mario Chalmers is not an elite option, but he's going to have to do for 1 year. And then the power forward is going to be pretty bad. I know that. Darius Sangalia. I don't really know who you are. Yeah, we're just going to... Oh, wait, it's still going to let me bring back Corey Brewer. Oh, I didn't think it would still let me bring back Corey Brewer. But it did, which means, yeah, I guess I'm maybe trading somebody here. Maybe I just do a sign-in trade with Brewer and find a backup power forward. I don't know. Flalo, same age, 2 overalls higher. Lou Will's there. Not really a power forward. I can get TJ. I get DJ a lot in these rebuilds, so I'll chill on that. I just need a power. Seriously, I need a fucking power forward. How hard is this? Hakeem Warwick is not really what I'm looking for, but he might be what I have to go with because he's the only power forward I'm saying. God, Lou Will would just be so fun in this rebuild. I don't really see a spot for him. Actually, what's his 3-point shot? About 34, 35%. It's not great, but I've considered getting Lou Williams a lot in these videos, and I never really have. But you know what? I'm going to say fuck it, and we're going to go out and get Lou Will right now. So I know we just signed Aaron Aflalo, and maybe this isn't, the best thing to do, but I can live with it. I'm a big fan of Lou Williams. So how about a backup power forward? How about it? Tony Allen's not really a power forward. I feel like Trevor Ariza is 6'8". He probably could play the 4. Ron Artest, Michael Petrus is here. No. All right, I'm taking way too long deciding this, but I'm also... Oh, Matt Bonner. I know it's Bonner. Jared Dudley, actually a really solid option. All right, let's pick up Jared Dudley. Welcome to the team. CJ Hagan, who we just got, is going to get traded. This team's fucking awesome. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. So this team has done a complete 180 from last season. Last year we were the worst team in the league. We won 15 games and everything was going really bad. Sky was falling, all that bullshit. This year we go ahead and we have a crazy offseason. We land the number 1 overall pick. We trade for the number 2 overall pick. Then we sign Finals MVP Carmelo Anthony and trade for Andrew Bogut, along with completely revamping this bench and adding Don Nelson as our head coach. So, what an offseason. Absolutely insane. This team has championship hopes already. And I know how crazy that is because Kyrie and Kawhi Leonard are both rookies, but I think we're good enough. So, yeah, I know Kawhi's playing the 2. It's a little strange. We'll make it work. Carmelo Anthony here at our 3. Kevin Love still at the 4. And then Bogut as our center. The bench unit, Lou Williams, going to be our 6th man. Developed up to a 79 overall. Clearly brought him in for a reason. Jared Dudley follows him. Matt Barnes is here. Mario Chalmers is here. And Zaza Pachulia, our backup center. So, we've done a really good job with this team. I really like this hope that we're now feeling with this group. So, this could be a fun and a special season. And I'll see you guys at the end of it. Such a tremendous second season here in Minnesota. We win 60 games on the year, and we're just feeling incredible right now. I mean, that's kind of the only way to put it. So I'm very happy about that season. But I am a little bit nervous about this playoff run just because our backcourt is full of rookies, and I still think there are a few pieces that could improve, but nonetheless, I'm very happy. Russell Westbrook is your MVP. Kyrie Irving does win Rookie of the Year. He's our starting point guard. Jordan Farmar, 6th man of the year. I'm sure maybe Lou Will's in the conversation. Tim Duncan is your depoy. He is 35 years old and still winning depoys. John Wall, most improved. Eric Spoelstra, really? Not Don Nelson? All right, that's disrespectful. Okay, we are the 1 seed here in the West. You can see that right there. Here's a look at the full standings. We are 7 games ahead of the Warriors, young up-and-coming Golden State Warriors, and we have the best record in the league. They just don't want to credit Don Nelson. It's sad. All right, points per game. It was Carmelo Anthony. Kyrie followed him. Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Love, Lou Will. Yeah, it's probably in the 6th man of the year conversation. Here's the rest. Rebounds per game was Kevin Love. Wow, same amount of rebounds as points. Exactly. And then assists was Kyrie. So, round 1, it is us in Phoenix. Steve Nash got to be 40, right? 38. Getting close. Jason Richardson, Josh Childress, Zach Randolph, big free agent signing at Robin Lopez, Goran Dragic. Yeah, I mean, you're old, you're experienced. It's just, thanks. Okay, a little bit of a bigger test here. You got Kobe Bryant here. You got Pau Gasol, added Rip Hamilton as a 6th man. I mean, to be fair, you have Steve Blake as your starting point guard. Still got Lamar Odom in there, Jason Maxiell. I mean, this is a good team, and I'm never going to doubt Kobe, especially when, Kobe and Pau. I mean, it's just an insane duo. We're 2-2 right now with them. We go up 3-2, and we are going to Game 7. Okay, we do win. Us and the Warriors here in the Western Conference Finals. This wasn't the elite Warriors that we saw on a run for so long. I mean, these are the baby Warriors. I mean, you have no Klay Thompson here. Actually, he was the 2011 class, but I didn't draft him. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, Draymond, what year was Draymond? Was Draymond 2013? I think he was. But nonetheless, Steph Curry is young, but he's playing at a very good level right now. But I think they are beatable. I will say that. So we're 2-0 right now with them. We go up 3-0. We're going to the finals here, man. We're going to the finals. We're taking on the Bulls, not even the Heat. Now, the Bulls are very good. I don't want to discredit them. But to be honest, I'd rather face them than I would LeBron and the super team Miami Heat. We win Game 1, win Game 2, win Game 3. And is it going to be a clean sweep of the Chicago Bulls here in the NBA Finals? I'm really hoping so. Maybe. No. Oh, we're fighting back a little bit. We got a close one here in Chicago going down to the wire. I'll see you guys in there. 2 minutes to go here in Chicago. We are on the verge of sweeping the Bulls. We do have the ball. We are up 6, which is definitely a good feeling. But this one is definitely not over. Carmelo, pretty big stinker here in Game 4. And he's just going to go right to the basket and get the easiest layup of all time. Okay. Well, I guess that was a little easier than we thought it was going to be. But, yeah, I mean, I'm still feeling good. It's an 8-point game. It's definitely not over, but we are calmly collected right now and hopefully on the verge of a sweep here. So Derrick Rose is going to pull it up. I felt like you kind of had the drive lane right there, but whatever, man. You got Jared Dudley in the game right now. Kyrie, just no way. Oh, my God. I don't know how the hell that went in. So we extend the lead to 10 points. Minute 42 left to go here. I'll probably do one more defensive, then one more offensive. I think it's probably... Oh, shit. That's actually pretty good defense there. All right, I mean, Kyrie's kind of cooking right now, so why would I stop it? So let's just call the ISO, and then I want to run a floppy. I just don't know who it's going to be with, but I'm hoping maybe Carmelo, because Kawhi at this point still is okay, no, we're just not going to do it. All right, let's work Bogut in the low post against depoy candidate in all likelihood, Joakim Noah. That was a horrible shot on my fault. And we'll just do this final defensive possession. Okay. Hits it. All right, so, I mean, we're not 100% over. It's still a 7-point game, but we are feeling good. I hope they don't play the foul game. They might. Let's just blow by D. Rose. Stop on a dime. Kyrie is just putting on a dribbling. Okay, he gets fouled. All right, man. I'm not going to shoot the free throws. This one is probably over. And, yeah, let's end to the end. A clean sweep of the Chicago Bulls results in a championship in year 2. We went from worst to first, literally. Kevin Love is your finals MVP. I will take it. So we are heading into our final offseason right now. Joe Smith, actually, you might be a real person. Staff retirements, historic changes, draft lottery. I know we're not going to have a draft pick here, which is honestly fine. We moved to lottery picks in all likelihood, but that's fine. The Kings are going to end up with the number 3 overall pick, and they end up with 8 from Memphis, and then they also have the Jazz pick, which I have no idea where it is. Am I just missing it? Oh, it's number 5. Holy shit. Okay, so in all likelihood, we moved what? The number 5 overall pick, number 8 overall pick to get Kyrie Irving? I'll do that 10 times out of 10. Staff signing, Don Nelson's still here, so he will remain our head coach, and we head up to the draft right now. And do we have any picks at all? We do not, which is fine. I think we're in a spot right now. We're good. And probably not going to make many moves this offseason. Kevin Love coming back is definitely one of the moves I would like to make. So we don't have rights on Kevin Love. Seriously? Okay, he's restricted, so I can match whatever he gets, but that's just some 2K. I mean, the Timberwolves, I'm 95% positive, they drafted Kevin Love, correct? I'm not making that up. So they should have rights on him, hypothetically. It wasn't some second-round pick. He was, what, number 7 overall? Number 5 overall. I don't know. That's just 2K being dumb, but I'm not going to renounce him. I'm just going to match whatever he gets. I'm assuming he's going to get a contract relatively quickly. Anybody? Okay. Going to go to the Celtics. We're going to match the contract. He is officially going to be back. And then I think I wouldn't mind making an upgrade somewhere. I think Matt Barnes is probably going to be traded just because he's 32. And then I wouldn't mind upgrading the backup center spot. Not the end of the world if we can't, though. So just curious. Either of these positions have a solid free agent here. Damari Carroll, low-key, is only 25. Could be a solid option. Oh, yeah, let's pick up Damari Carroll. Few overalls lower than what we have in Matt Barnes, but honestly, I think Matt Barnes would have regressed anyways. So now we're going to move Pachulia, and we are going to move Matt Barnes and a first-round pick. We'll actually do our first in 2015. I don't know. And just see. Center, backup, anybody. Sean Livingston. Sean Livingston's only 26 here. Who's my backup point guard? I'm blanking. It is actually, you know what? Fuck it. This is an upgrade. Let's bring in Sean Livingston. And then we're going to do Chalmers for just some sort of backup center. It's not going to be anybody amazing, but it's going to be whoever we have here. Who's this? Oh, my God. I can't bring back Darko. I don't really want Kendrick Perkins either, to be honest with you. Tiago Splitter, I mean, why the hell not? It's the final season. All right, man. I'll see you guys at the start of, year 3. A 60-win championship season is tough to follow up, but I think we are up for the challenge. This team is very, very good, and I think we're only getting better. So, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard still on our backcourt. I still know it's a very weird fit here, but it'll do. Carmelo Anthony here at the 3. Kevin Love, our starting power forward. Andrew Bogut, our center. So, no changes in the starting 5. Lou Will remains our 6th man. New addition here in Sean Livingston, mid-range god. Our backup point guard, Jared Dudley, still the backup to Kevin Love. Tiago Splitter, new addition as our backup center. And then Damari Carroll, our new backup small forward. So I'm very excited about what this team can be. I think we clearly still have the talent. We have a little bit of progression going in our favor as well. And we still have Don Nelson. So I'm feeling good right now, man. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. Not quite the greatest record in NBA history, but pretty damn close. We go 71-11 here in our final regular season. So I guess technically we're 1 game off tying the best record. You understand, because the Warriors hadn't happened yet, clearly. John Wall is your MVP. That's cool. I haven't seen John Wall win an MVP in one of these videos. I don't think so anyway. So prime John Wall was insane. Anthony Davis is a Milwaukee Buck. He is your Rookie of the Year. Will Richardson, 6th Man of the Year. You don't look like a real person to me. Joakim Noah is your DPOY. Trevor Booker, Most Improved. Don Nelson does win Coach of the Year. Finally gets that respect that he does deserve. Okay, standings. We are clearly the 1 seed. We are 20 games up on the Clippers for that spot. And we did have the best record in all of basketball. Let's dive into some stats. Just my favorite category. Kyrie Irving did lead us in scoring at 21 years old. Kawhi Leonard, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Love, Lou Will off the bench, Bogut, Dudley, Livingston, Carroll, and Mr. Splitter. Rebounds, Kevin Love, wow, insane. And then assists was Kyrie. Round 1, it is us against Kobe and Pau and the Lakers once again. Now this supporting cast, good God, how many bald white guys can you have in the same starting lineup? I think 1's probably the maximum. Even that might be a little much. They're rolling with 2. We do end up winning in 5. Moving on to the Thunder here in the West semis. I'm surprised we haven't faced them yet. Clearly a big pain in the ass. I mean, there's 3 MVPs on this team right now. It is just going to be a big challenge here in the West semis right now. So I'm excited for it. I think we're the better team. We are up 3-0 right now, and I cannot believe we just swept them. To be fair, I also don't know how they were a 5 seed. That feels like it's a little bit of an underachievement. Us and the Clippers here. Look at the Clippers getting out of the second round in this era. Now, Chris Chris Paul was not here because clearly he was never traded here. But they did draft Kemba Walker, Eric Gordon next to him, Kenneth Boyd, Blake Griffin, and Mr. DeAndre Jordan himself. So I think this team, again, if we can sweep the Thunder, we can kick the shit out of the Clippers. We do just that. We've lost one playoff game so far. We are running back the finals from last year. It doesn't really look like there's been many major changes at all for the Chicago Bulls. So I fully expect that we will probably beat them again and cap off this rebuild on a very, very high note as 21-year-old Kyrie Irving is your finals MVP. So, all right, man, this was a very fun rebuild that got very exciting very quickly. Now, that first season with 15 wins was very painful, and we just had the off season of a lifetime. I mean, number 1 overall pick, number 2 overall pick, signing Carmelo Anthony, trading for Andrew Bogut. It's just like everything fell really, really well for us. And that doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's a blast, just like today's video. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Pretty much, as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. I went over my schedule for the rest of this week and in all likelihood next week in the video yesterday, but I'll touch upon it again if you are still here and want to listen to it. I'm going to try to get a video out every single day this week. There might not be one Friday. And then next week is kind of a shit show. It's kind of a crapshoot because I'm going home, just home, this is my apartment, to spend time with my family for the holidays. And yeah, clearly won't have my setup, and even if I did, I'd probably take some time off for Christmas. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to be back here, so that's kind of what I'm trying to say. It could be midweek next week after Christmas, but Christmas falls on a Monday, which is always strange. So I'm not exactly sure what the schedule is going to look like next week, but I'll try to get out as many videos as possible, and I will keep you guys all updated on Twitter. So go follow me on there. You should be anyway. So that is it for me, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.